viewers, and welcome to another episode of Mechanics Brewery, where I review the various homebrew mechs created by the Lancer fandom. In today's field guide to Soldan Special, Sabreur, from Chandrasekhar and Herschel, by Kaitave. Sabreur is a cavalryman or fencer that uses a sabre, that's it, but let's talk about cavalry and fencing anyway. So, fencing, believed to have originated from Spain, was taught in the various fencing academies in the Western civilizations, mostly for dueling or even actual combat usage, but eventually, someone did turn it into a sport. That someone was Domenico Angelo, who started teaching the art for health and sport benefits rather than using it to kill someone. The rules of fencing were eventually established and many fencing associations began to emerge across the globe. Nowadays, fencing is practiced throughout the entire world, and even has its mark as a part of the Olympic Games. As for cavalry, basically any formation of troops involving some guy on a horse counts as a cavalry. With advantage in speed, height, and momentum, a cavalry equipped with short blade or spear can overwhelm any men on foot, and this remains true throughout most of human history until machine guns happen, which basically goes,
"No, you can't just use a piece of steel to end thousands of my most well-trained men. Ha ha, machine guns goes."
Named after the profession, Sabreur is a striker that seeks speed above all else, speed in movement, dodging, and slashing, turning all of its motion into an art form. Looking at its stat, Sabreur has decent health, no armor, high evasion, and low E defense. It has good speed for its normal size, has a rather poor heat cap but a decent repair cap. Its sensor range is also average, but it's not that good at tech attack. As for its traits, it has 3 of them. First, reaction enhancer, for any number per round. When a hostile character's ranged or melee attack roll against Sabreur is equal to its evasion, it can force the attack to miss as a reaction. Second, early warning system, Sabreur takes half damage and burn from failed save. And third, riposte, for once per round, when a hostile character attacks Sabreur, until the end of your next turn, your next melee attack against said character deal plus 1d6 bonus damage on hit. You may reroll twice and pick the best result if the triggering attack misses. In short, you want to get up close and personal in this mech, daring the enemy to make their attack on you as you slice them apart. Onto its weapon mounts, it has 2, 1 flex, and 1 main/auxiliary, along with 6 base system points. As for its core power, Sabreur can activate Archangel Autokinesics for ancillary battle consciousness, where you essentially make the mech integrated non-human person goes galaxy brain so you can fence harder. Upon activation as a protocol, for the rest of the scene, all ranged attacks made against you cannot benefit from accuracy dices. They still can use said dices to counter against difficulty dices, they just can't use them against you because you are too fast. When a hostile attacks you and misses, you may move towards them up to your speed as a reaction, ignoring engagement and reaction, any number per round, which means the more someone shoots at you, the closer you are. If you end this movement besides the attacker, they take 3 AP kinetic damage automatically, but they can only take this damage once per round. In total, this core power is good at 2 things, making you harder to be shot at, and allowing you to move right onto someone's face faster. The damage is just a bonus, because the faster you can be at someone, the faster they are going to die. As for the rest of the license, you get auto-adjusting weight and peregrine seeker glaive in the first section. Auto-adjusting weight, balancing behind each strike. This is a melee weapon mod in which you pick one melee weapon and give it a reliable value based on weapon size, or if it already has one, just get a +1 to the value. For once per round, when you attack with this weapon, you can add +1 to its threat or +3 to its thrown range. This won't make your melee weapon deals more damage, but it will make it hit more reliably and add a touch more range to it, a decent weapon mod. Peregrine Seeker Glaive. The thrown blade that never miss. Small damage, short threat, thrown 5, and costs 1 systems point to mount. When you throw this at a target that isn't within range 1, the weapon gains seeking tag and deals 1d3 plus 2 kinetic damage instead. This is an amazing weapon if you like hunter talent a lot, but it's going to cost you for it. Aside from Sabreur frame itself, you get Smart Blade and Shield Array Drone in the second section. Smart Blade. When you dump your wisdom stat into your sword and it actually works. Okay, damage, Short threat, smart, but unique. This doesn't look that good, but if you consume lock-on onto the target while smacking them with the weapon, it deals 1d6 plus 3 AP kinetic damage instead, which is positively powerful. Either lock on everyone yourself or get an ally that loves locking onto things, and this blade can just handle everything for you. Shield Array Drone, when you are too lazy to grab a shield yourself. After deploying the size 2 drone to a nearby space with a quick action, this array of drones will mirror your movement whenever you move, even if you teleport. It also doesn't count as obstruction and can share space with other objects and units, but you can still use it as hard cover yourself. The array itself also counts as having hard cover and is immune to forced movement that would move it away from you. You can also recall the array with a quick action, and the drones actually counts as size half for the purpose of effects that rely on size because they are tiny. For once per round, when a hostile character makes a ranged attack against you, you may take 2 heat or consume lock-on on said character to move the array to another nearby space around you as a reaction. This reaction interrupts and resolves before the triggering attack, so you can apply hard cover against it. This is basically what happens when someone sees the Type 3 shield and throws several million manas at it. The shield array drone can give you cover without making your attack more difficult to hit, but at the same time, it's also a drone, which can be shot down, remember that. In the final section, you get Evasive Vernier Array and Artemis Class NHP. Evasive Vernier Array, Dodging Jet Dash. Wherever a ranged or melee attack missed you, you can move one space in any direction while ignoring engagement and reaction. You may also take 3 heat to turn the movement into 3 spaces instead. Wow, you are just yoinking a trait off another mech right now. Truly the power of mana can solve any engineering problem. While it's a lot different than the original, this is still very good to have for additional mobility if you are expecting to get shot often. Artemis Class NHP, the Huntress Blessing. Your mech gains AI property and a protocol called Artemis Protocol. Pick a character within your sensor range and line of sight. That character now has a Hunter's mark. Marked character cannot hide from you, and when you make a melee attack against them, you may roll twice and pick either result. For once per round, you may deal plus 1d6 bonus damage to the marked character on a critical melee hit. However, any attack you make against other characters are made with plus 2 difficulty and cause you to take 2 heat. Only a single character can be marked this way, and the mark remains active until either you or the target are destroyed, surrender, or retreat from the battlefield. Then you can use the protocol again on a new target, or you can just spend a full action to do that anyway. Artemis matches well with Exemplar. Just pick a target and pummel it until it's ash and dead, but make sure the target doesn't run away from you though. As a conclusion, Sabreur is a fast-moving striker that's very dependent on its speed to move fast, kill fast, and dodge fast, because otherwise it's going to shatter very quickly. Its license is packed with close combat weapons and offensive systems for fast, accurate, and hard-hitting strike, along with defensive and maneuvering systems so one could get close to their target safely by velocity or protection. Dueling on the battlefield may be an outdated practice, but who knows, maybe you can get real good at it with Sabreur. Hello there, if you like this video, please subscribe to my channel and click that notification bell button. If you really want to support my channel, you could visit my Patreon page, or buy me some coffee, links in the description. Anyway, have a nice day.